Hey everybody, this is Vale here at Joseki with Dummies. If you've been following the content that we've been uploading, or if you've just been paying attention to the title of the YouTube channel, you'll know that we've been focusing a lot on Joseki. We've got a couple of videos up about the Joseki that have stabilized into the AlphaGo Zero algorithm, and we've got a branching chain series of videos that discuss human Joseki, not related to AlphaGo, and it's kind of a clickable path, and you can kind of find your way through it. Discussing specifically the knight's approach to the 4-4, a stone. And the reason we started with Joseki is because we wanted to put some content out there that was specifically targeted towards beginning players who might not know why particular moves are played. Now, we're not particularly strong ourselves. I think I'm 7Q at this point. But I think that I made a lot of mistakes when I was learning, and a lot of that had to do with not paying attention to why moves were made. And so I wanted to make this video for two reasons. Most to tell you how we're going to be moving forward with the channel. There's a few new paths that we're going to be taking. And then also to kind of talk about the best mindset for learning Go that I've learned from my own mistakes. So first, one of the things I wanted to talk mostly about, and probably this is the most important thing I can think of, and this is something I did not do, is have the right mindset when you're learning Go. You want to go into Go with the mindset of being a learner and not a winner. Now that might sound weird, but the truth of it is that if you just play Go to win, you can find ways to do that up against players who are roughly your same strength, especially in the early Q, low Q ranges. So the way you do that is you memorize Joseki and you memorize Fuseki and you learn tricks and traps, things that are very specific to particular board positions. And then what you do is you wait for your opponent to fall into that trap, or you always play the Joseki that you know that you've got, like, that you know the back of your hand, and you're betting that they don't know. Now, a win is a win, and that's true. However, if you play Go that way, and this is the way I did it, I wanted to win. I was interested in the tournaments, and so I got tons of books on Joseki, and I memorized them. And I learned obscure Josekis that were Black's privilege to play. And then I won a lot. Well, what that did is it shot my ranking up to the point where I was now playing players who had done all of the legwork in between. They knew both the Joseki that I was trying to trap them with, and they also knew all the other stuff. They had better reading skills. They knew their shape points better. And so because of that, for a long time, I've been playing Go for many years now, and I'm about 7Q, and I think I should be higher than that. And the reason is because I keep fluctuating, because that's the way I was learning Go. So the opposite of that would be to play to learn. Playing to learn is it's really just a mindset thing. You really need to sit down to the board, and you need to say, okay, I don't care if I win or lose. I'm here to play the best game possible, but I'm also here to figure out, like, what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right, and do that more, or if I'm losing, do that less. Having that mindset changes everything with Go. Now that's more of a high level concept kind of thing. As far as where we're going to be going in the series and the channel, there's now three things I want to talk about that are very specific, kind of practical things that we can all do. Again, things that I've learned from mistakes that I've made, that is things I should have done that I didn't. So the first two are pretty obvious. They're just play games, play and review games. This is something I didn't do as much as I should have because it's scary, especially when you are new to the game and you've got apps. If you're just playing with people that you don't know, I don't know, maybe that's easier for some people, but for me it wasn't. And I found it much more comfortable just to read books and watch other people play Go on YouTube. And you can learn things that way, but you can't learn nearly as quickly. And what I want to do is I want to try to optimize your ability to get better at Go quickly. So the first thing is have the right mindset. Play to learn. Don't play to win, because if you play to win, you're going to find your ranking fluctuating. Two is play games and then review them. And then third would be to study life and death problems. This is something that everybody knows, but it really is true. If you study life and death problems, you're going to know whether or not your group is safe. You're going to know how to put pressure on your opponent's group so that they are not safe. And you're going to get better at reading. So those studying life and death problems, or Sunigo, is and easy, simple ones. You don't get into the big advanced stuff, but try to find Sunigo or life and death problems where they don't tell you if something is alive already, or like black to kill, or white to kill, or white to live. Excuse me, because that we never get those indicators on the Go board. We need to know it we need to learn it for ourselves. We need to know how to spot a living group or how to spot a dead group. And then finally, the last one is kind of my own idea, and that is to study endgame. Now, the reason that the studying endgame is so fruitful is because nobody else does it. It's really hard to find amateur players who, even really good players, like I think Dwyron is a fantastic teacher. He will fully admit that he's not great at endgame. And the reason is endgame is just kind of, to a lot of people, it's boring. It's not as interesting as the flow and the back and forth and the fighting of the opening and the middle game. But if you know your end game, then you can swing 20 points in the end. And I'll tell you, if I'm 20 points ahead, then I'm feeling good at any point in the game. So studying end game does two things. It allows you to have a clear advantage, a fair advantage over your opponent who probably has not studied it. And second, it teaches you it kind of teaches your lizard brain how to construct whole board scenarios like this. So they've done studies on if you learn things in reverse, you have a better grasp of the concept. So this is why it's my theory. Don't take my word for this, but my theory is that if you study endgame, you'll have a clear advantage right off the bat. And then you'll also be able to have a better understanding of how the flow of the game went, the understanding of what's big, what's important, what's urgent, how to keep sente. That's huge. Endgame will teach you how to keep sente. So those three things, along with the mindset of playing to learn, is really where we're going to be moving forward. So we're going to be launching 3 more video series. One about game reviews, my own game reviews, possibly Micah's. Second, we're going to be doing some life and death studies. And then we're going to be learning endgame. So I hope you join me on this. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Take care.